Hi everybody, today we're going to do a flood coat over one of my paintings that I have protected with some tape, and it's an acrylic pour. So we're just going to put some resin over it. Now I suppose I should move my light out of the way a bit so that I don't get resin all over it. Okay. So the painting is dry. I'm just going to put some resin in the middle. We want an even coat of resin. We don't want too much because then it'll just run off the sides and that's too expensive to waste. These sticks work great. Nice and thick, and I'm going to use that, leave that like that now. That's fine. Okay. Just going to move it around so that it covers most of the area. I'm not going to push it over the edges. Well, at least not intentionally right now. Okay, so I need to warm up the resin a little bit so it'll move. I don't want it to move too much, but I do want to get rid of the air bubbles, which there's a lot of. Okay, now I've learned a little trick that sometimes when I can't see the far edge what's going on, I brought a little mirror, and then I don't have to move the piece because I'm thinking that it might be just slightly off level on my desk here. So, okay, now, when people give you credit cards and you don't use them, or if you have old ones, I like to use the credit cards just to move the resin to the edge without going over. I believe that's called doming, so that it creates a little dome of resin. I'm really not great at this yet. It takes a lot of practice. And usually what can end up happening is if you don't get enough resin at the edges, it sort of sucks back when it dries and you have a little bare spot. Conversely, if you have too much, it just falls right over the edge. And once it falls over the edge, it has a tendency to keep going. So I'm trying to be very careful here on the corners. I actually don't mind if it goes over the edge because I'd rather have more of what I need than not enough. Okay, so now we're just coaxing it to the edge, hoping that it'll find its way without, whoops. Now I can hear it dripping, and I see that it's dripping at the far side, so I was right. It is slightly off level. I'll pour a little bit more this way, just so that I don't get a big rampage of it. I think I've covered all my edges. Just going to take another look around and see. So it's definitely a little bit crooked. So what can we do when this happens, boys and girls? Well, I think the best thing to do is Try and prop it up with something. So I'm going to get rid of this card. I'll take a couple of other business cards and I'm going to just put it under the edge. Oh, that's too many. One at a time, and see if that stops it from dripping. Okay, sounds better. I'm just going to turn off the furnace. When I hear the furnace start to come on, I know that if there's any chance of dust, that's when it's going to happen. So now I'm just checking and I see a little bit of a low spot right here. I'm just going to pop any more bubbles with the heat gun. The heat gun will also heat up the resin slightly so that it may just close up, and I do see it closing up a little bit. However, I might just add one more scoop of resin there so that I don't have a divot later on. Whenever you add resin to your work, always heat it up again so that it's at an even temperature with the surrounding resin. That's looking quite lovely. Looking quite lovely. Take one more card. I'm just checking the edges, and this one just needs a little bit more this way. Oh, and there's another one. I want the resin to the edge without pulling it off. Let's see how the rest looks. The rest looks pretty good. Oh, this looks like a little tiny speck of dust here. I won't worry about that. One more shot. Okay, I think it's ready. I probably won't move it at this point because as soon as I move it, it's going to start to flow over. So thank you for watching, and I'll show you the results in the next video. Bye for now.